Hello and welcome back. My name is Jemiah's World and we are glad to have you here. This is a season that I absolutely am obsessed with. We are in the month of August. We're about to get the colder fall vibes. I love this time of season because it brings out the sweaters, the sweats, like the thick fabrics. Okay, I am so excited. This is my favorite time of the year, and with my favorite time of the year, I'm gonna give you guys my stack of books that I plan on picking through for the month of August. It is no guarantee I will get through this stack, but we have a basis of where we're gonna pick and choose from through this stack right here. We are back with the Delusional stack because your girl is starting school second week of August. And if you don't know, yes, it is my first year of law school. I am a 1L. I am so excited. And you guys will be on that journey with me as well. And through that, we're going to try our best to get to some of our books from the TBR. And before we continue, make sure you guys do all those things. Hit that like button. Comment below if you are new. And if you are new, what is your preferred genre to read? And subscribe to the channel before we continue. And let's do it. So I knew in the month of August, I wanted to go back to the space when I first read 13 by Steve Kavanaugh. I'm like, okay, Eddie Flynn, if you know, bodied that book 13. Then I got more information and was like, okay, this is a interconnected series. We're gonna go all the way from the top. We're gonna start this month, literally today, with The Devil's Advocate. I am extremely excited for this. Eddie Flynn gives me like a style of detective as well as having intel that a lot of people don't have in this space. And I cannot wait to get introduced and see where he came from and see how far he's grown since 13. Like, we're going to start from the beginning and like wiggle our way back to that space. The front of this book specifically says he's won every trial because he's behind every murder, okay? That is all we need to know to get into this book. I am extremely excited to check this out. I got a feeling this is gonna bounce up the momentum for the month right before my semester begins, and I'm gonna be pumped up. You guys will be hearing it here first, because I know it's going to be a banger. I can feel it. This stack goes in no particular order. This is just based on how I was feeling at the time when I was just pulling stuff off my shelf. The next book I really want to get into is a thriller, but it is based on like a detective style, and I want to get back into that. I need to find those gems to get to you guys if you're ever looking for that type of style. We have The Jigsaw Man. This is by Nadine Matheson. And this is about a guy who is literally unaliving people and cutting up body parts and making them and turning them into a jigsaw puzzle. And they're trying to figure out who's doing this because the guy who used to do this back in the day is in prison. So it could be a copycat, but this book is a thickie, okay? So we'll see if this book happens. I do want to read it, but I'm not sure because it's so thick. And if I get into this, it has to captivate me from being this big. If it doesn't captivate me the whole time, you guys will know because I'll be complaining. But based on the synopsis, it's giving me it's going to be very interesting. And I'm hoping Nadine Matheson is able to pull back layers and do this type of style that I enjoy. Or I'm hoping she gives me a new type of style of writing that I've never seen and never expected. And she delivers like I hope she will. I decided to pull out a general fiction story. This is a book that a lot of people love and a lot of people talk about. This book has no dialogue in it. I have never read a book that had no dialogue, even though there's characters talking to each other in it. So this is going to be something new for me, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be very long because the book is kind of small. We have Normal People by Sally Rooney, and it's supposed to be a Hulu series as well. I don't know if I'm going to watch the Hulu series after. It just depends on how the book goes, but it's very short. Again, this is general fiction. I have never read a book without dialogue in it. I read a little bit of the synopsis. It seems like it's going to be based on two women who live in a small town with similarities, and one of the girls is a loner at school. it's not giving me too much in the synopsis, which is good. I like that because I don't want to get spoiled in the synopsis. Just give me a little bit and then let me just like have my experience in the story. So I like that already. And it says it's a New York Times book review, 100 notable books in 2019. I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is a book that a lot of people have recommended and a lot of people have on like their Mount Rushmore. So we'll see how this goes. I got a feeling I'll check this one out because it's like been intriguing me since it's been on my shelf for so long. You guys will know if I enjoy it and how I feel about it, and we'll expound on it at some point once I get to it. I had to pick this up. I need to get back into the brain chemistry of Simone St. James. Simone St. James does this thing where she goes all the way back to a different time period, and then she comes here to her present day in the story and ties it all in together and makes you feel kind of scared as well in those spaces, and makes you feel kind of like chilling in the space that you're in reading her story. This is my first horror author, like beginner horror, like ghost type of vibe style author that I ever read since I've been here in this space. And the next book I hope to get to this month is called The Book of Cold Cases. This is by, again, Simone St. James. And this is a book that has been recommended that is supposed to be a banger. This book is based in Clear Lake, Oregon, starting in 1977 and jumping to 2017. It's supposed to be tying in together. I love how she does this. Like, I feel like she has kept this thing and she keeps like bouncing and pushing the momentum from that. And I enjoy that just based on reading The Sundown Motel. That shit scared me when I was reading it at nighttime. And she's just a very good writer. It put me in a space to where it was like, okay, I will never forget about this story. And it made me start doing research. Like, if a book makes me start doing research after I finish it, you got me. Might be checking this one out this month. Not sure. It just depends how I feel at the time and what I decide to pick up in that moment. But if you haven't read Simone St. James, highly recommend to check her out. The book I was supposed to be getting into this month, I did not have a chance to get into because a lot of my time was spent preparing for school and like studying and doing other things, which is fine because this is another book that is still on my radar and is not gonna go unnoticed, okay? We have Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This is supposed to be a smash. Based on the synopsis, I have to read this month. This might be coming after The Devil's Advocate. Not gonna lie, because I feel like it's gonna have me drawn in. And I haven't read a sci-fi book in a very long time. So I might, yeah, this is gonna have to be the one, not gonna lie. Because a lot of people recommend it. And then they go into saying, oh, the second story was like, eh. I like to go in with my own personal feelings. Like, I like taking people's like opinions, but I still choose to read it for myself and see how I feel about it. We're definitely reading this month. And we're going to be reading it probably after The Devil's Advocate because I need something that's going to get me into the space of like, well, is this happening today? Possibly. Let me know if you read Scythe in the comments because a lot of people talk about this book and it's a YA. Crazy. The next book I picked up, these are like just honorable mentions, a stack that is going to keep me in a space to where I don't have to like scramble and really think too hard about which book to read next instead of just like having it all on my shelf and being like, maybe I should. That type of thing. Because I'm not 100% sure if I'll get to all these books, and you guys know me. Yeah. And if you don't, welcome in. You'll get to know me as it progresses. The next book I picked up off of my shelf is called The Serpent and the Wolf. This is by Rebecca Robinson. This is supposed to be a romantasy. First of all, this cover is absolutely stunning. I got this as a advanced reader copy, and it's supposed to be a romantasy. I didn't go into it. I like going into things blind. I am honored to receive this because I've been getting into romantasy and I got a feeling it's going to be good. I haven't seen a lot of reviews. I've seen a couple reviews from my booktube girlies and they loved it. So why not have a new experience and a new author to read and see if I enjoy it as well? It just depends. It depends on how I feel. I'm a very vibe type of reader, but I like to spread out the genres of my stack just to make sure I'm like, oh, I'm feeling kind of romantic-y. Like, I want to jump into a different world. So we had to add a romantasy into the stack, and we'll see what happens if we get to it. And finally, this is a book that had me cackling when I read the description. Like, literally, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good. I have never heard of this type of description before. This is a new story. It has been out this year. You guys can go check it out, and it's on shelves right now. Marshall Karp with Don't Tell Me How to Die. This is about a woman who knows when she is going to die. Pretty much, she is not going to make it to her birthday. And she remembers her mother telling her that once she's gone, people are going to flock to her husband. Like a cat flocking to a milk carton that's been like pushed over or whatever. This is when the wife is like, I'm gonna have to find the right woman for my husband, because when I'm going, it's not gonna be a bunch of women on him. I'm gonna figure out who exactly I want to take my place, and I'll do it. And boom, trying. Okay, you see that? Yeah. When I read that, I was like, okay, this might be hilarious, and on top of that, this lady might be on to something. I think I'm gonna pick this up. I feel like it's gonna have the momentum at a high after reading The Devil's Advocate, because I know it's gonna be a banger. Never read Marshall Karp before. This will be my first time ever reading his type of writing style. Definitely want to get into this one this month. I don't know. See, this is based on vibes. I'm not sure where it's gonna go, at what time frame. It just depends on how I feel. But never heard of any type of synopsis like that in thrillers, so I'm like, yeah, this one is definitely going high in the stack. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. Again, make sure you guys do all those things. And thank you so much for continuing to support. I will be here giving you guys more review videos once I finish these books, so you can get a full insight on how I feel and how my brain works while I'm reading these books. Make sure you guys stay locked in. I will see you guys soon, and thanks.